The learning and development, training, education, coaching, all these industries are growing rapidly these days. And there are lots of changes also happening in these industries. So, if you are wondering whether you should get into this industry, then let me tell you that this is the right time to do that. But you need to have the right mindset, the knowledge, the skills to grow in this industry. In this video, I'm going to talk about the kinds of changes that are happening and the way the L&D professional can cope up with those challenges. So if you are interested in this knowledge, then stay tuned with me in this video. Hi, I'm Lucky Dafwar. With my videos, I love sharing content on training and development, education, HR, and self development. If you are interested in these contents, then subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. So, as I said, that the training and development, the L&D, the coaching, all these industries are changing rapidly. It is evolving very fast. And therefore, I would like to call it as Training 2.0 or L&D 2.0. So, in this video, I'll share about what those changes are, why those changes are happening, what are the current challenges that the L&D or training professionals are facing, and how to cope with those challenges. So let us first understand what is changing. There has been four major types of changes in L&D space. So the changes that I want to mention are that the methodology have changed. The way the trainings are being conducted now, and in fact, the way the shift started happening about 5 years back from face to partially online mode, those kind of changes, and then a lot of use of technology started happening. So the methodology or the way the L&D functions, that changed. The second change that is happening is the expectations of the learners. The way the learners learn, that has changed. Now the learning has come from classroom to the pockets of learners. The third thing that has changed is the scenario, the environment. Now, it may be the reasons might be because of the work from home, or there is a lot of online courses also now available for the learners. So the entire scenario has changed for the training and development function. Now, the fourth thing that is happening is that the entire scenario has become very fast paced. The entire training or the L&D function has to be very fast paced because the environment is changing so rapidly. Every day there are new technologies, new methodologies, new ways that learners can learn. So because of all these, the training and development has to be very fast paced. So that is another change that is happening, and the training and development needs to cope with this change as well. Now let us come to why these changes are happening. So we all know that technology is bringing a lot of changes in training, in the way people are learning. So the technological inputs, that is the major reason which has brought a lot of changes in this industry. Apart from that, pandemic has forced a lot of changes recently, and in fact, because of pandemic, the entire change that was happening, that was being seen for last 5 years, has suddenly increased its pace. So the changes suddenly increased, and there was sudden need of adaptation to these changes. And due to pandemic, lots of industries which were reluctant to adapt to these changes had no option. They had to move to online learning, they had to adapt to these changes, and they had to move forward. So these changes have brought a lot of complexity in learning and development and training industry. So that is the number one challenge that we are facing right now. So coming to the challenges, so the number one challenge faced by the learning and development or training professionals is the complexity. A lot of complexity has entered in this industry because of the changes in the expectations, and there are varied expectations as well, there are varied methodologies as well. Some industries have moved completely to online training, whereas some are still on face to face learning, whereas some have moved to blended learning, And also in terms of imparting training, there are lots of changes happening right now. So the complexity is something which is the biggest challenge that the learning and development professionals are facing these days. In fact, although a lot of online learning is happening, I came across a recent data, a recent research that was done on learners, and the data showed that still around 50% or more than 50% people want to have face to face training. So, from learners' perspective, if you see the role of training function, it is still not very clear whether to get into the online training mode or whether to have face to face or whether to have a blended mode. So that is what the level of complexity is right now. Now, with this current complexity, there is one challenge which we have always faced, the challenge that the line managers need to give learning a priority. So, the acceptance of learning as a priority or training of their employees as a priority by line managers, that has been a challenge with us forever. And that is still now. Now, another challenge that we have always faced, and I would like to mention that over here, that L&D needs to evolve from being a cost center to being a strategic partner in business. And this is another challenge which we have faced always, and we need to work on this. Therefore, what the training and development professional needs to do to evolve, let us come to that. So that is the final part of this video. What you as an L&D professional can do to evolve, to keep pace with the changes that are happening in the market. So, to cope with all these challenges, the first thing you as a training and development or learning and development professional needs to do is to accept and work on the technology. Learn new technologies, embrace technology, get equipped with the changing technology, increase your knowledge, improve your technological knowledge. The second thing that you can do is keep in mind the needs of the learners. Keep in mind the changes that are happening from the learner's perspective, the way the expectations of the learners have changed. You need to keep that in mind, and based on that, you need to formulate your L&D function policies. The third thing that you as an L&D professional needs to do is focus on being a strategic partner for business rather than being a cost center. And how you can do that is focus on the final outcome of your training function. What is it that your training function going to impact? How it is going to impact on the business overall? That is what you need to think upon. The fourth thing that you need to do is that keep eye on these changes and be prepared for the future changes. Since things are changing so rapidly and the scenario has become so complex, there would be more changes in coming years. So be prepared for that. Keep your eyes open for what's happening in this industry. I was reading an article on L&D professional, and it was published recently. It was a May data. It was a research data of L&D profession, and the data showed that the L&D profession is going to increase exponentially. So, as a training professional, it seems to be a good news that there will be a lot of growth in this industry and there will be no dearth of jobs. So keep working towards building your knowledge in this industry if you want to build your career in training and development. If you want to grow in this area, start working now. Gather as much knowledge as you can and be prepared to grow in this field. If you are a training professional or if you are a fresher from HR or you want to build your knowledge in L&D training, education, these domains, then you are welcome to join my PMT club. The link is mentioned below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you.